realized is I heard the no's that y'all didn't hear. Y'all see the results of the yeses.
Yeah.
You don't know how many rooms we went in and we were like, it's not really what we're looking for. You weren't there when the publicists told us, I mean, they're gospel. What are we supposed to do? They can't get on the cover of this. They're gospel. So then we came back looking like what stars look like. And so then it was like, whoa, why sing gospel? Why don't you switch it up a little bit? I said, did we sell 1 million and go platinum with Shackles singing about Jesus?
Yeah.
That's who I sing about.
We sound crazy.
He is one half of the duo Louis York and an award-winning songwriter.
Yes, sir. It's Claude Kelly.
He is award-winning songwriter and other half of the dynamic duo Louis York.
What's up, y'all? It's Chuck Harmony.
Music executive and Renaissance man.
Hey, it's Billionaire.
Music aficionado.
What's up? It's Timon Bacon from Macon.
We Sound Crazy is your official backstage pass to all things music and culture.
On tonight's episode of We Sound Crazy, we're talking with the queen of gospel herself, Miss Erica Campbell.
Welcome to another week of We Sound Crazy. Your boy Billionaire, I was a little tardy today, but I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
Claude Kelly is in the building. I was early, but I'm in the building.
Yes.
What's up, guys and gals? This is Chuck Harmony, and I'm in the building.
Bacon from Macon is in the building, and I'm glad to be here.
And we are not alone.
We are not
alone.
Yeah.
Erica Campbell in the building.
No, hold on now.
Glad to be in the building.
We got to set you up better than that.
Okay.
I've known you too long for this now.
Yes,
There are
okay.
receipts to be read.
Absolutely.
Multiple Grammy Award winner, Dove Award winner, Stellar Award winner, radio host, entrepreneur,
Yes.
author,
Cultural icon.
cultural icon,
Yes.
television producer.
Yeah.
She got a syndicated radio show.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
She's a mother. She's a wife.
Yeah.
She is everything. Erica Campbell. Welcome to We Sound Crazy.
Thank you.
She a member of AKA.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Okay.
That pinky went up
Few pinkies
quick.
Come
up in the
on.
room.
Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated in the building.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But today you're here to talk about I Love You.
Yes, I love you. The new album. I'm so excited about this album, about this contribution to music, this contribution to people's hearts.
Yeah.
Reevaluating and reconsidering how we see love, not through a bad relationship, not through family issues, but really what God created it to be. Back to the original, God is love, unconditional, life-changing. I don't have to do nothing to earn it or deserve it. He just loves me just cuz. And I wanted that all in an album.
That literally is what the album feels like.
It does.
Yes.
That's so. I don't know any artist that can wrap their sound up in a bow like that. That was the elevator pitch. No, but we were at a listening party for it last night, and it was so refreshing to experience it in a room full of people.
Yeah.
Because when you record an album, you're isolated and you're hoping that it connects. And even when you share it online, there's reaction, but it's still not a physical thing.
Yeah.
So it was, first of all, it was jam-packed.
Packed.
All the way to the walls and out the door.
It had a little family basement, like grandma come down to grandmama's house and listen in the basement.
But grandma had them wings that I didn't get none. I wanted some of them wings. They smelled good as they were walking
And the
away.
fries.
Were real.
The wings were real?
Oh, yes.
So it was that kind of a get-together. It was a family get-together.
Yes.
But, of course, you were presenting the album, but I'm always looking around just to see how it feels.
Yeah.
And what you just described is what it made people do.
Yeah.
People would jump on a tambourine.
Yeah, that shocked me, but I was happy she had a tambourine. I was like, I love black
like
church
literally
people.
in front of Erica. It was
Oh,
just
yeah. Dancing,
singing along, like almost wanted the songs to never end. It felt genuine.
Yeah.
It felt honest, and that's refreshing.
Yeah, I don't like contrived. I don't like gimmicks. Because I think people can see through that. And I think the heart reaches the heart. When you sing passionately something that has been real in your life. And I don't think there's been one song that I have sang that hasn't had to be lived out. Whether it is Yesterday, Can't Give Up Now, A Little More Jesus, I Love God. I have had to live that out.
Yeah.
And this record, I've had to live it out. You know what I mean? Every down, every valley, every moment. That's why I opened the record saying, I realized it's always been you. You were always there. You always loved me, even in the times when I didn't feel seen or heard and I felt like it was taking too long. It just wasn't my time yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't a no, it was a wait. And you lovingly crafted me, my mind, the way I see myself, the way I walk in a room. So I never walk in wondering, I hope they, will they, can they, am I? I don't, I'm enough.
Well,
And everybody doesn't feel that. It takes a minute to get there.
It does take a minute.
It takes a lot of hurdles.
Yeah, a lot.
What was the inspiration behind the album? Especially the messages.
This record titled itself. So I Love the Lord at Carnegie Hall. It was one of those moments where
Light flex. Just a light flex.
No.
You know?
I stood in front of Carnegie Hall in 2017 and I took a picture. I was having a meeting with a new management team that I'm no longer with. And I took a picture, and under the bottom I said, I'm going to sing here one day. So I grew up with my uncle saying, y'all kids, it's good enough to sing at Carnegie Hall.
Yep.
He said it my whole life. I didn't even know what Carnegie Hall was. And so when I started going to New York, I was like, oh.
That's what it is.
So the seed had been planted. And so I took this picture. Maybe a year or two later, I got a call from Vivian Chu. And and her husband.
Ray Chu.
Ray Chu, yes.
Ray Chu and the crew, Ray Chu.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know Vivian.
Yes.
Ray Chu.
And they said, we want you on our night of inspiration. And the pandemic happened. So I was like, well, at least they asked.
Yeah.
And then when it was over, I came back and it was a moment. It was like, first, Erica, I didn't forget. First, I had to get you ready for it.
Ooh.
And then I'm going to make sure that I set it up so it is something you never forget. And so when I sang that song, I've heard, of course, the voice that you hear singing that is Whitney Houston. But that wasn't really in my mind. It was literally those lyrics.
Yeah. It was
You know
personal
what I mean?
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we knew we had to open the record. And then after that, it was like all the themes of the songs kept pointing in that direction. Because it's literally about 8 songs that didn't make the record that are crazy.
I want to hear those off the record.
Is there going to be a deluxe?
Right, a deluxe?
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Campbell, we have to. We'll see.
Would you say that moment was the kind of like the catalyst or the moment that kind of jumped this record off? Or if not, what was the song, the moment?
No, we never rush music. I never feel pushed by deadlines.
Yeah.
Warren always says music doesn't like that pressure. We put too much pressure on music.
Wow.
Ooh, that's
We
good.
tell music, I need you to deliver for this timeline because I have to make the Grammy cutoff and this record's coming out. I want it to be. So then you don't let the music breathe. You don't really create. It's like, let me hurry up. Okay, get this. Okay, we gotta, okay, And so you're rushing. And we just took our time. And in the meantime, he's doing the Walls Group and he's doing Lena Bird Miles. And I'm like, hi. I'm the lady you sleep with every night. So yeah, I was just,
Just waiting here.
just waiting. But, it was fun. I think it was all in the right time.
Yeah.
And the love theme just kind of happened. Even the I Love You song where he's all over the backgrounds. And I love that song.
That's so good.
Listen,
I was supposed to be going to bed because, I do radio. And from LA, I have to get up at 2:30 to be live from 3 to 7. So it's like
Jesus.
12 and he's singing. I'm like, your voice is real nice, husband, but but then it was real good. So I was like, then who was that song for? And I was like, yeah, I want that one.
So you get to tell Warren, I want that one, and he
and sometimes he'll say no.
he says no sometimes.
Oh, for sure. We know how to separate business Erica and Warren and then husband Erica.
And that's the
and Warren.
hardest thing.
Not really.
It's
Not if
not?
you respect each other.
Okay.
Because he wants me to be my best. He wants them to be their best. I don't want to be his best artist. I want everybody that he works with to have phenomenal records.
up next on We Sound Crazy.
Now I remember us being in, Mississippi. Remember we did our first photo shoot?
Yes. Yes.
And
the
You and
white-
Gabby was out there at Mississippi. And that's where the
Jay
infamous...
Bolin.
Jay Bolin.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And that's where the infamous white dress,
Yes.
which wasn't a thing to us.
It wasn't a thing at all. I don't even know. I still don't know. I don't get it.
After the break on We Sound Crazy.
Hey, besties!
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time!
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
Like it's a spiritual moment.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Greg, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Even the I Love You song where he's all over the background, I love that song.
That's so good.
Listen.
I was supposed to be going to bed because, I do radio. And from LA, I have to get up at 2:30 to be live from 3 to 7.
Good,
so it's like
Jesus.
12, and he's singing. I'm like, your voice is real nice, husband, but but then it was real good. So I was like, then who was that song for? And I was like, yeah, I want that one.
So you get to tell Warren, I want that one, and he...
Yeah, and sometimes he'll say no.
He says no sometimes?
Oh, for sure. We know how to separate business Erica and Warren and then husband Erica.
And that's the hardest thing.
Not really.
It's
Not if
not?
you respect each other.
Okay.
Because he wants me to be my best. He wants them to be their best. I don't want to be his best artist. I want everybody that he works with to have phenomenal records. You know what I mean? So I'm not selfish in that way.
That's the maturity of it, because I think it could be the worst case scenario, but it's definitely the best case scenario.
No, I think every artist, when you are married to the producer, every artist, you have to come to your own, you have to come to grips with a lot of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, I can be jealous. Like a lot.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
Wait,
but, I hold it
But
in.
no, but you also have the eye of the tiger, so that also probably turns into...
It turns into drive and get in the studio and make it happen. Okay,
Right.
so now what you gonna do?
Right.
It's your turn.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Like I don't sit back on, Mary, or I don't believe the Eric Campbell hype at all. I don't walk hard.
You're hard on yourself.
Do it again.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying, that's over. Okay, so what you doing now?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's done. After the Grammys is over, then the next day.
Yeah.
Celebrating the past is literally dying on the vine.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time, and time is the most precious thing we have.
I think that you can appreciate it because unfortunately, Big John is my publisher, and he would always just right after the Grammys, he wasn't impressed with nothing.
He's like, what else you got?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we didn't do a lot of celebrations. We just didn't. We were like, oh, everyone, okay. Put it on the keyboard and we'll be, what's next?
Moving right along. Right?
Yeah. So it wasn't like,
do you regret that?
Did it. Yeah, I think it was a little disrespectful to all the work that it took to get there and being acknowledged. So much music comes out. So many people release music.
Yeah.
And it really is an honor to be nominated.
It
you know
is.
what I mean? To be in the final at the end of the year of all the genres and to be celebrated.
That's
it
true.
really is. And so when you do win, I think you should take a moment and just go, God, I thank you for allowing something that I started writing in the car or in the closet or while I was crying or with this group of writers and it becoming this thing in the world. You know what I mean? That's worth celebrating.
So just to give the audience context, I was the marketing executive at the label where My Block partnered for the Help release, Help and Help 2.0. And EC, you trusted me.
I did.
And the team. And when I tell you we made it happen. We made it happen.
Yeah.
We made it happen.
Marketing genius.
Man.
We were talking before we started taping about the importance of marketing.
Yes.
And how if I were to do it over again, relive my Berkeley days, I would focus on marketing, because knowing how to get your art to people, especially now in an independent world where you can't really rely on the big company in that beautiful building to handle it for you, knowing how to manage your expectations and sell yourself is, again, something I learned from Phil, because you are marketing guru over here.
For real.
You just got to have fun.
And you have to have fun. You have to have relationships.
And strategy.
And you have to have strategy and information. To some people, it's way too much fun. You know what I mean?
But you know what the struggle is for artists is artists are good at creating and feel very much uncomfortable talking about themselves in the way that you have to be consistent with marketing?
That's LSE. Low self-esteem.
Yeah.
Ooh, LSE.
LSE.
But that's what I noticed the most is like convincing people to feel good enough about themselves to present it consistently.
I love how. Have you ever seen Diane Warren pitch a song?
Yes.
She pitches it like she doesn't have a bajillion
every single time.
Every time.
I mean,
every single
she's
time.
telling you need this song. So if you don't have that same fire about your own stuff,
who's gonna buy it?
You know what I mean? I mean, if you, it's just, I just did a little, I'm just trying to do my little, this music is to change your soul.
Right. Talk that talk.
Right.
It's gonna change your soul.
But EC, I gotta say for the record, you are arguably one of the hardest working artists, all genres, that I've ever worked with. And I work with a lot of people. I want to say that on the record. And I remember us being in, what was it, Mississippi? Remember we did our first photo shoot?
Yes.
And
you and Gabby was out there at Mississippi. And that's where the infamous
Jay
Bolin.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And that's where the infamous white dress,
Yes.
which wasn't a thing to us.
It wasn't a thing at all. I don't even know. I still don't know. I don't get it.
I don't get
it's
it
a
either.
body covered from here to here.
ankle.
Right.
What are y'all talking about?
What are we
the people
talking
definitely
about?
overreacted with that. Yeah.
But you know what? People love drama and trauma. And I think I think God does this to me on purpose. Those people who do and say those things, I don't know that lady's name. If you asked me 1,000,000 times, I don't remember her name. I didn't go to the page. I didn't search out. I didn't ask her. I didn't.
Yeah.
And I called my publicist and I was like, I just had a baby. I just lost a little weight. I looked at the outfit. You know what I mean? My family, my mom was like, oh my God, you look great. So then my publicist, Patty Conti at the time, she was like, honey, I know you don't like it, but we're getting a lot of really great press for the record. so let's talk to Access Hollywood and TMZ and
that's the business of also riding the wave, so to speak.
Yo, the crazy pick of the week is like our song.
Absolutely.
Our pick of the week.
This is a big deal.
We vouching for this one.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
And I think we got a good one this week. It's the what ifs that kill you, 'cause time never stops. The pages keep turning, believe it or not, you never feel ready. So to hell with the clouds, lay it all out before the curtain drops. Now I can't blame myself for being young and afraid to try. I know I'll be ready for next time. 'Cause if I knew back then what I know right now, I would have fought like crazy. I would have made it count. 'Cause regret's the only thing a heart can't heal. So you gotta love outrageous. You gotta tell them how you feel, or somebody else will. Say it boldly in a whisper or yell. No point in keeping your heart on a shelf. You never feel ready, no, but neither does anyone else. I have to remember to remind myself that second guessing always leads to things I shouldn't do. I don't wanna mess this up with you. 'Cause if I knew back then what I know right now, I would have fought like crazy. I would have made it count. 'Cause regret's the only thing a heart can't heal. So you better love outrageous. You better tell them how you feel. If every word unspoken meant a year off my life,
I would spill every secret. Hell, I'd marry you tonight. You're everything that I wanted. Though I'm still terrified, I'm giving you this whole heart of mine. 'Cause if I knew back then what I know right now, I would have fought like crazy. I would have made it count. 'Cause regret's the only thing a heart can heal. So you better love outrageous. Yeah. You better love outrageous. Yeah, you better love outrageous. Oh, yeah. You better love outrageous. You better tell them how you feel. You better tell them how you feel. Oh, I gotta tell you how I feel, or somebody else will.
Up next on We Sound Crazy.
I have great people around me who told I wasn't good at saying no. CC1 has helped a lot.
Really?
It's okay to say no. I know, but what if the opportunity, they're going to think I'm mean, and what if the opportunity doesn't come around again? And so once a lot, she's like, you can say no.
After the break on We Sound Crazy.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And you interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Hey, besties!
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time!
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
I get the spiritual moments.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
As we mentioned in the intro, you've got businesses, you've got radio shows, you in sororities, but you also have a family. Your family is always, you've been very vocal about that is important to you. That's your number one. As a and your first lady. Now, I mean, it's just, how do you juggle all of it? Your personal, the business, how do you do it?
One day at a time, one moment at a time. I don't wear the same hats all the time. When I have a microphone, I'm not cooking dinner. When I'm cooking dinner, I'm not doing the radio show, you know? So you just do it one at a moment at a time.
Yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, I'm just curious because I've watched you just manage it all and nothing drops. Like
so before I was doing a lot, I would always say, oh, you know, what's coming up next? And I'm like, I just got a song, that's it. But I would say, oh, I'll walk through whatever door God opens for me. But I said that for years. And then doors started opening and I was like, it's a lot of doors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I was like, you wouldn't have opened it for me if I wasn't prepared for it. You know what I mean? I don't think you gave me something to watch me crumble. So then show me how to love this man, love these kids, serve these people, sing this music, be a good sister, be a good daughter, and be all the things when I need to be, and then still know how to take moments for myself.
Yeah, for yourself.
That's not easy, but you know, the blessing of the Lord maketh rich and addeth no sorrow. And so it'd be different. Like, okay, so what I want you to take from me? I don't want you to take the book or the radio show or the church or my kids or.
Right.
So then show me how to when to say no. I have great people around me who've told I wasn't good at saying no. CeCe Winans helped a lot.
Really?
She's saying it's okay to say no. I know, but what if they're going to think I'm mean, and what if the opportunity doesn't come around again? And so once a lot, she's like, you can say no.
That's good advice too.
That's good. Erica, you rarely said no. I can vouch for that. And I even think
I couldn't at that time.
Because it was like she was a new artist. Like, I'm a new artist. I'm like, you're not a new artist.
I am.
But that was the mentality.
You know my stellar story, though.
What's stellar story?
1 minute and 44 seconds. Did I get that right?
34.
34. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So the Stellars gave. we booked
right.
Erica. Erica was confirmed for the Stellar Awards one year, and they gave 1 minute and 34 seconds for the performance of A Little More Jesus.
What?
Now I had already hosted maybe 3 times and had at least 15 minimum Stellars. Yeah. So you know who I am, and they was like, we don't know who she is by herself.
What?
They was like, we know her with Tina. We don't know who she is by herself. And Warren said, it's one of 2 answers, yes or no.
Or no.
Yeah.
Do it or don't. They was like, and when you go, be on time.
Yep.
Be efficient. We brought Lorianne for 1 minute and 34 seconds. We talked to lighting people for 1 minute and 34 seconds. And then we said, well, how do we make the whole thing? Because it was Latisse Crawford, Jacqueline Carr, and I think Lexi.
Yeah.
I said, let's do something where it all looks like a thing, not just, you know how they do when it's that.
Yeah.
And and some of my artist friends almost got in my head a little bit. This is wrong. They shouldn't be doing you like. I was like, I'm good. I'll be fine to take this 1 minute and 34.
And it's what you do with that 1:34.
What you do with the 1 minute and 34. It was
What you
custom
do with
outfit.
it.
We throw hats in the audience. We lost our minds. I did all the things.
Yeah.
Next year, nominated for 8, win all 8. Next year, I host.
You see, I like the flex because let me tell you something.
No, but it was preceded by humility.
Yes.
It was
and it's
preceded
also,
by a no.
and hard work.
Yes.
That's the difference, is the hard work part.
Which song is most personal to you on the album?
Great question. I don't know, because they all have a space. They all have the I Love You song, because it was written probably smack dab in the pandemic, just thinking about empty moments, scary moments, wondering, because the industry's changed so much, you know, and people's appetites have changed so much. And, I'm always to the left, and I'm like, God, can you just give me something that's a little easier to swallow? Like I love God. Really, Lord? Everybody, they're doing praise and worship right now. I don't want this. A little more Jesus. They don't want, you know what I mean? And
Like,
I went to plenty stations. They were like,
go to the left.
What is this? And where is Tina? Oh my God. The first record, so many. That's cute. Girl, when is Mary? Where is Tina? So I would work it into my set.
Okay.
I would work it. I would sing a piece of Shackles and be like, I know y'all looking for Tina.
And just address it.
Yeah, and then I would sing Shackles and I was like, wait, let me check myself. I got to get myself together. And then that's me too. I would work it. I would sing a piece of Shackles and be like, I know y'all looking for Tina.
And just address it.
Yeah, and then I would sing Shackles and I was like, wait, let me check myself. I got to get myself together. And then that's me too. So I can't get mad at you for loving me. You love me. It's still me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I had to readjust my brain and not be offended, because I know a lot of artists get upset at their first #1s and their big songs. People have memories with these songs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The same way I have memories with songs. I will always love Stan, because I remember being in my 1990 white Toyota Tercel that was raggedy with no money, singing Stan, going to hair school, going, Lord, I just want to sing. I've been singing since I was 5. Okay, we're in our 20s now. What is going on?
Yeah.
You know? And so that song takes me back to that moment, and I fast forward to now. that it was worth it. You know what I mean? Those times built something in me that allows me to keep pushing and driving. So when people have that connection with a song,
You have to honor it.
I have to honor it. You know, the older people be like, baby, you ain't gonna never make a song better than yesterday. Thank you. I have 3 records since then. I love you, honey.
That's the Facebook crowd, right?
That's the Facebook.
That's my Facebook. Facebook was in that room last night, though. But Facebook gonna buy them tickets.
They're gonna buy the tickets.
Yeah, them younger audiences, they want to see it online.
Facebook gonna buy the tickets.
They gonna buy the tickets.
Facebook is gonna listen.
They gonna buy
God
the
bless
ticket.
you,
We love
TikTok.
to-
Y'all gonna stream, and I'm gonna get 2.2 pennies from the how many streams.
Right. Yeah.
But then Facebook
God bless
people,
us all. But then Facebook people,
They gonna
baby,
show
you
up.
got a CD? They don't even have CD players in cars anymore. But I love
for
you.
sure.
But this album is really truly a family affair.
Really is.
I mean, you got obviously your husband Warren, Baby Dub Campbell at the helm on the production, but also when I look at Edges, which is featuring AMS,
Yes.
All My Sisters. then I see Zaya on The One That Got Away.
Yes.
And then Wozy did the remix for Positive.
Yes. And then
Krista-
Chris is singing all over the place.
See, this is
It really is a family affair.
The thank you record is all my nieces and nephews.
So y'all really just get together and just, you know what I'm saying? Just get together
Warren
and make magic.
Warren is very random with music. We could be having a family party, everybody downstairs in the pool, and he's up there and he'd be like, tell the nieces and nephews to come up here. I was like, they're wet in their bathing suits. Just come here real quick. Get around the mic. Sing this. You know what I mean?
And just like
and then
that,
we did
it
the remix. He used the kind of the older one. So it was my niece, Inaya, Tina's baby, Leia, and Krista. And they sang that. So it's just always people
Music.
around. It's always people around
I
singing.
love that.
and
I love it too.
Lena Bird Miles was in the studio, so he was
so
like,
good.
hey, come sing on. So she's on Do You Believe in Love and a few other things. But I'm on her record too.
See, I love that. I love the community of that, where you
Yeah.
can just be around and jump on records. That's
what's missing.
it is.
Yeah.
And I'm not like,
Without
like
ego.
even working with PJ, I don't think we've ever exchanged money. And so I was like, you need this? I need that. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
here.
how it should be.
Let's do this song. So it's all love. And I think a lot of people are so, I don't know, they don't understand the friendship and the flow of music. They don't, you know what I mean? Where's the paperwork? You gotta pay me. Oh, am I even gonna get any money back? Are we gonna make
Right.
money on this?
Right.
Can we just create the art first?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And let that determine where we go.
Yeah, let that determine. And then I think you like making money with people that you actually like.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm always take Phil's call.
See?
Always.
Well, thank you.
Phil, you better have the hookup with all the important people.
I love the Campbell family, man. Shout out to Baby Dub, Warren Campbell, Lava.
Why
Lava,
are you looking directly in the camera?
Because he's
to say
watching right
that?
now. He's watching this right now.
He's gonna watch.
But also, we talked about the Facebook crowd and TikTok. But when I think of TikTok and IG, I think about trending.
Yes.
And your daughter, Zaya.
This is crazy.
For those,
Your side. Lord. That's so crazy.
That was done in 2017.
Really?
And somebody did it on
She was much
TikTok.
younger in the video. She's much younger.
Oh yeah, she's 11 now. So, you know, she's in the 6th grade, so she's cool. Zaya's my cool kid.
You couldn't say nothing to me if I was the Nationwide.
Right.
What?
Oh no, I had to tell her to post it on. I was like, post it on your TikTok. Mom, oh my God, my friends. And then when Nationwide called and they was like, well, here's some ideas, maybe you guys can do this. And so they
Wait a
did that.
minute.
And then
Nationwide called.
Partnership.
have you seen their IG? Like it's in
I'm a little
in the
late.
bio. It's in the bio.
in Nationwide's bio?
Yeah. I'll pull it up just to show y'all. It's great.
Wow.
Oh, they called.
Good.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
But it was really, the people were like, I hope y'all paying her.
Look in the bio.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
Nationwide.
I love it. Up next on We Sound Crazy.
I love my sisters. But if I see one more of what they not taking and what they not doing and I can't, and you better, and I was like, love doesn't want all that pressure that you're putting on it.
Right. Yeah.
First, if you look at the scripture, the first thing is love is patient and love is kind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Love is long suffering.
Yeah.
It doesn't keep record of wrong. You know what I mean? You can't love with your fist up. And a lot of people are so afraid that they can't control love that they feel like if I give it all these parameters, then it'll work. And you still by yourself.
After the break on We Sound Crazy.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
Hey, it's It's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and the Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie. Nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on, man, let's split a ride home.
You can't really hate on social media.
Yeah.
It does some things.
It does some terrible things, but it does some beautiful things too. We're talking about all the things you learn about information.
Yeah.
We're talking about that with just, foods and what's
Food
good for
and
your
people
body
and
and
stuff.
people and just human relations. I learned it can be over everything.
Overstimulating, and then everything doesn't apply to you.
Right.
So I think a lot of people who don't have a center or a core, they take everybody's message and put it in one big pot and then they drink it.
That's so true.
And so now you're a little lost.
Very lost.
Right.
And angry, usually angry.
Oh my God, if I see one more, I love my sisters. But if I see one more what they not taking and what they not doing and I can't, and you better, and I was like, love doesn't want all that pressure that you're putting on it.
Right. Yeah.
First, if you look at the scripture, the first thing is love is patient and love is kind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Love is long suffering.
Yeah.
Doesn't keep record of wrong. You know what I mean? You can't love with your fist up. And a lot of people are so afraid that they can't control love that they feel like if I give it all these parameters, then it'll work. And you still by yourself. You know what I mean? You might have a good date. You might even, have a little booty buddy. But that long, it's true. Oh, God. But you're not gonna have this long.
Notice she looked at you, Chuck.
Don't do that.
You might get flued out by Chuck over here.
You fly people out. No.
Wait,
You know what
I'm
I mean?
not flying nobody
The
out.
long, the patient,
you're right,
the
though.
understanding,
Yeah.
going through the thick of it, in sickness and health, the better for worse.
Yeah.
All of that, going through that. Marriage and relationship is a thing that teaches you how to be selfless, teaches you how to not make yourself a priority. And like I said, no one wants to deal with hurt, and we don't like it, and it doesn't feel good. But when you are with someone who loves you, you guys nurture each other, and you love one another, and you talk through it because you're different, coming from different houses, different mindsets, the way you were raised. Some people are loners. Some people from big families like me. My husband had culture shock. I have 7 sisters and a brother. It's loud, right? He don't like sharing, and I'm in the plate. I'll buy you your own. I'm like, well, just let me eat your food right here. What's the problem? I don't get it. And he don't understand, why don't you just let me buy your own? I don't want my own. I want some of yours.
Right, yeah.
So those are small things, but they're little things, right? And I know this is gonna sound so trivial. Closing cabinet doors. This wasn't the most important thing to me. And he was like, I just don't understand why the cabinet is open. I was like, well, why don't you just close it? I left it open. You can. You know what I mean? But it begins to feel like disrespect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I've asked you something and this is important to me,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You can tell me, get over it, or you can say, do you care about what's important to me? You know what I mean? So it's the same way with women who get upset over the trash. So one day I'd ask him to take out the trash, and he does stuff in his own sweet time. And I was irritated, so I started taking the trash out. And he was like, didn't I tell you I was gonna do it? I was like, yeah, an hour ago And he knew that I was on a thing, so he literally took the trash out of my hand. He just hugged me. He was like, I heard you. I heard you. That's what I cared about most. It wasn't really about the trash. It was about, did you hear me? So when you have someone's heart and you look at it different, you don't major in the minors, right? What's the real thing? What are we really mad at? Like, I'll tell him, phones, people with phones. Did you answer your phone? I know you saw my text, and and I saw you on this, and you did it. So I know you had your phone, and you didn't see them, all that kind of stuff. And if you've been married for a long time, you're mature. But I called his phone, and he didn't answer. And then I called again. Then I called the studio. Then I called, and then the phone was in the car. So he gets home, and I was like, "I'm glad you're not dead." So he's like, "What you talking about? The phone was in the car." I was like, "You think that was a good thing to do?" So I was mad. And so I told him, I was like, "Give me about 15 minutes. I'm glad you're not dead."
Why am I nervous right now? I feel like I left my phone in the car.
My phone is right here.
I said, give me some time. He was like, "Okay." So he went downstairs, and when he came back, he said, "Thank you for telling me that you were mad and not just saying nothing." And most people, what's wrong? Nothing. You pissed off. You pissed off. You felt ignored. Feel like you weren't paying attention. I didn't know where you were. What's going on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And your mind goes everywhere. And so a lot of trust is required. A lot of conversation. A lot of communication. And so we've been married 23 years, and I like that guy.
You mentioned earlier about the early years before Mary married.
Yes.
And the work you did before. Odd jobs and things like that, and also singing background. I'd love just for you to expound on that to the people that don't know the makings of.
So I grew up singing in Evangelistic Church of God in Christ Mass Choir. It's Kojic Church. So we had church all the time. Sunday morning, Monday was choir rehearsal. Tuesday is Bible study. Wednesday is always some random meeting. Thursday was pastoral night. Friday was youth night. Saturday was choir rehearsal. Woo. So it was every day, all day. And our choir was kind of a big deal in Inglewood. So on weekends, we always went to someone else's church. But they were also my friends. It was the culture of church kids, church girls, and we liked each other. So it wasn't this... some people talk about church and I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that. We couldn't, but it was so much we could do.
Yeah.
And so we used to have something called choir night. And choir night was when people from all over the city would come to sing. So the boys would come and the girls would come and we'd mix it up and it'd be cute and fun and all that Jesus-y, but teenagers. So I was very free in that way, and I was just trying to make it. So anywhere I could sing, I would sing. I was in my high school choir. So then every opening of every city something, I was there. And they opened in a new something center and I would sing there. And I was like, "Is today my chance?" And I remember going to an event and Barry Gordy was there. And you could not tell me that he wasn't going to sign me. This is it. I literally found the picture that he was going to, this is going to be my moment.
You got to send us that picture.
I will.
That's crazy.
And my mom was standing there just smiling and everybody was going to look at Barry Gordy talking to Erica. It didn't, of course, turn into nothing. But it was still a moment. And I think all those planted seeds of excitement of wanting to sing, because I always had big dreams. Always dreamed of this big stage, this big crowd. And, I remember we won the McDonald's Gospel Fest, and that was huge. And then our choir did a recording. Oh, please don't look at the recording.
I'm about to find the recording.
This little crunchy hair I had in a blue choir robe. Baby, you couldn't tell me nothing. So when I first met Warren, he was working with Brandy. I was in a stage play, The Mama Plays. And and he came and he was working with Brandy and they were about to go. And I think she was just getting rid of a singer. And he was like, "Well, I got this friend that could sing." And so I went and we did Alaska and Hawaii.
Alaska
and Hawaii, yes. So we stayed up all night talking because, the sun never goes down.
Yeah.
And so we stayed up all night talking. And then we went to Hawaii. From there, we went to singing. And then what happened after that? I think it was Brian McKnight after that. And then me and Tina did Eric Benet.
Okay, so Eric.
Yeah, let's take a pause because
pause on Brian McKnight. One of my worst celebrity encounters.
Really?
Yes. One by far.
Maybe
he's very nice now.
Maybe
See,
now
we have an admission. Right?
He's nice now. It's a different time.
It was on Centinela at the gas station at the Chevron. And I'll just say he wasn't the nicest. He, parked his car and blocked me. I couldn't even get, my truck in.
Phil has been holding on to this beef
since 06. 06, yeah.
You gotta let it go. You gotta forgive, Phil.
Gotta forgive Phil.
But then I just hear he's not the nicest in general. So, so talented, but I hear he's nice now.
You gotta start back at one.
I would say you gotta come on.
You gotta start back at one. Come on.
So I was on the Anytime record. Do I
That's the record.
Mind? Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Wait a minute.
All my moves. So we toured for a long time.
Okay.
And he wasn't nice, but I like to have fun and joke around. So I was calling him Brown instead of Brian. He was like, "He's gonna get mad at you." I was like, "Where's Brown? Is he at sound check yet?" He was like, and somebody was like, "He's right behind you." I was like, "Hey, Brown." He just rolled his eyes. After it was all over.
My character witness right here. I'm subpoenaing everybody.
After it was all over, I was in the valley with my mom and I was leaving like a Neiman Marcus and I seen him and he came over and he was like, "Hey, Erica, how you doing? I'm so proud of you." I was like, "Who are you and what did you do with Brian McKnight?" And he cracked up laughing, but he gave me a hug and he was like, "I'm so proud of you. You're doing great," and all that. I've even had him on my radio show, which was really, really cool. Yeah. So every time I see him, I always tell him, yeah.
Wow.
Forgive,
Phil. It's okay. It was a season.
It was a season.
It's a rough time.
I'll stay positive.
Got room for another music pick? Well, here it is.
We were dancing around the obvious, pretending that we were oblivious, to the rising tide, and trying to keep our emotions in line, spilling our secrets and drinking wine up all through the night and into the morning light, going out of our way not to be first to say I love you. What am I supposed to do with you? What am I supposed to say to you now that I let you in? Where do we begin now that you made me open my heart too soon? I wasn't ready and neither were you, but now it's said and done. I know that we both want to run, but what if we give in to what we're running from?
We had a spark, but it started slow, hoping this thing that we had would grow into something more.
We never had before.
Oh, we didn't want to repeat the past, so afraid that it wouldn't last once it came through the door. But how are you ever sure?
Going out of our way not to be first to say I love you. So what am I supposed to do with you? And what am I supposed to say to you now that I let love in?
Up next on We Sound Crazy.
You are an amazing singer, songwriter, right? And so here at the We Sound Crazy show, we actually we have a Mount Rushmore game.
Yes, we do.
So I want you to do 2 Mount Rushmores.
2.
One for singers, all genres, and then one for songwriters / producers, all genres.
That's tough.
After the break on We Sound Crazy.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And you interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie. Nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on, man, let's split a ride home.
Hey, besties!
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time.
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
Like it's a spiritual moment.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
You are an amazing singer, songwriter, right? And so here at the We Sound Crazy show, we actually we have a Mount Rushmore game.
Yes, we do.
So I want you to do 2 Mount Rushmores.
2.
One for singers, all genres, and then one for songwriters / producers, all genres.
Ooh.
That's tough. Singers has to be Marvin Winans. Has to be. Roberta Flack.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that answer.
I gotta say Barbara Streisand.
That's great.
Yes. Yeah.
And then Kim Burrell. Just, yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. Unpack it.
Hold on. Marvin.
Yes.
Winans.
Roberta.
Not Marvin the Martian.
Marvin the Winans.
Marvin the Winans.
Yes.
Who's next?
Roberta Flack.
Roberta Flack.
I love that.
Oh, tone, texture, warmth.
Storytelling. All of it.
Barbara Streisand.
Babs.
Kim Burrell.
Kim Burrell.
That's a powerful list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are stylists.
For sure.
Yeah. And storytellers. All of them.
Absolutely.
Roberta Flack. That got me because she's actually so legendary, but still somehow feels like she doesn't get.
She doesn't get her due.
All right, so songwriters now?
Songwriters. Or producers.
Quincy. Warren. Dr. Dre.
Interesting. Well, LA. Come on, West Coast.
Inglewood.
I want to say Andre Crouch because he's responsible for the beginning of the Winans and so much of his music. And Andre was such a creative force. He was like a fish out of water in the gospel industry. And I mean, his songs are staples and standards and hymns. So yeah, I'd say Andre.
That's another one to unpack right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, Quincy. But let me just say
because Quincy, because you have to include the Frank Sinatra stuff.
Yes,
you know, now people go Michael Jackson, but I'm like,
there's a whole
thing,
the whole jazz era.
Yeah, all of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Knowing the music, knowing the instruments, knowing the voices, and all the things that he did and contributed to music before you even get to Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm interested in knowing, just during that time, you're coming off of this historic, iconic career with your sister, Mary, and then you're moving into this solo career. What did you learn about Erica during those moments where you didn't have Tina? You're having to do the Stellars, and you don't have Tina to kind of
to your left or your right.
Yeah, it's just like you're up there by yourself.
I mean this with all the humility in the world. I'm a beast.
There you have it.
I don't play any games.
Yes,
there you have it.
Yes, Lord.
I don't play any games. God gave it to me.
I love that answer.
Yeah,
if God gave me the most amazing, brilliant car that no one has ever seen, would I take that car and be like, I mean, it's not like, oh my God, look what God gave me.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about my music. So I feel like I should treat it like that. And I have not always been that way. You know, I was saying last night that, you know, when I came out, we were thrusted with the Kirks and Yolandas, and we were brand new. So we'd be on the side of the stage going, okay, we need to be more like Fred. Oh, wait, we need to be more like Yolanda. Oh, wait, we need to dance a little more like Kirk. Like we didn't, you know, we didn't know.
Yeah.
Fresh off of singing background for people and singing in church. And so, you know, we just kept going, and every opportunity was like, wow, this was cool. It's just genuine excitement. But also, I think what people don't realize is I heard the no's that y'all didn't hear. Y'all see the results of the yeses.
Yeah.
You don't know how many rooms we went in and were like, it's not really what we're looking for. You weren't there when the publicists tell us, I mean, they're gospel. What are we supposed to do? They can't get on the cover of this. They're gospel. So then we came back looking like what stars look like. And so then it was like, whoa, why sing gospel? Why don't you switch it up a little bit? I said, did we sell 1 million and go platinum with Shackles singing about Jesus? That's who I sing about. So I've had all of that that the people didn't see. They just see the result. And so, you know, you keep going. I've had the tours that I thought were set, and me and Tina had clothes laid out ready to go. And the night before, the promoter says, oh, it's not going to work, guys. We're not leaving. Oh, God. I've got stories on stories on stories. So I don't have the arrogant, everything is yes, everybody opens the door for me.
Right.
I don't have that.
This podcast, we've created a segment called the Estoril Black Excellence Award, where we get to highlight people that may not get the credit that they rightfully deserve. So we go around and we put a person on the table.
We all vote for someone.
And we all vote.
Oh, nice.
And whoever gets the most votes, they win the award for that episode. So
just to highlight some people that deserve some love.
Yeah.
So everyone will nominate someone. You're part of the panel this week.
Okay.
And then we'll vote afterwards.
Okay.
Does anyone care to start?
I'm thinking.
I got one.
Go ahead, Timon.
So y'all know me. I'm good for my rabbit holes. I've been at the house, like, looking at just different interviews, and I started watching a lot of Janet stuff.
Janet Jackson. Yeah.
And I just kind of, for some reason, went down this rabbit hole of Chucky Booker.
Oh, yeah. Chucky Booker.
And how, of course, he had his 2 solo albums back in the day, Games, Turned Away, all those records. But just to kind of go through his career and his story and to see how he was connected to Barry White and how he was the MD for Janet on the Rhythm Nation tour. And then he's been working with Lionel Richie for like the past 2 decades. And he's just worked with everybody. And no one would really know that because if you don't read the credits, if you don't go down those
right.
like
they don't even have credits
They don't have
anymore.
credits.
So I'm putting Chucky Booker on the table today.
Wow. So we talked about this amazing icon earlier in the conversation. I ain't got to get no whole bunch of. It's Roberta Flack.
Yeah.
You stole my nomination. So.
Oh, was that a second on the day?
Well, actually, y'all, I said her first, so. You have a story though.
Sorry,
so
Chucky.
No. Chuck, you want to go?
I was going to nominate Spike Lee, but
you feel a little.
But now that we're talking about Roberta Flack, I might have to.
You might have to shift.
I might have to shift a little.
I feel like I've shifted into the Roberta Flack. I've come.
Wow.
I come.
So Erica, is that your nomination as well?
No, I think I can nominate someone else.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh, throw a challenge.
I would
in there.
nominate Pastor Shirley Caesar. I think
See?
she's so underrated. I love how she started. I love that she went to a Caravans concert, put her own name on a piece of paper and said, "Little Shirley Caesar's here. Have her come up and sing." And she
I didn't know that.
wore the place out and became a part of the Caravans. And then evolved. I think she has more Grammys than everybody.
I want to change my nomination. No, because I was just thinking back to my weekend, and we actually putting together a show for ourselves, and I'm always tasked with finding what makes people move in a show, because you got to be entertaining, especially as songwriters. We just not just a song; you got to entertain people. And so I went down the rabbit hole, and what I know to be true, who I know to be able to entertain people, is Lee Williams.
And the spiritual QC.
And the spiritual QC. So I went back
He
to...
not gonna move a lot, but he gonna sing.
I went back to his... It was a video of him on YouTube. They was doing a song, Good Time.
Yes.
And to your point, he wasn't moving, but everybody in the audience was just going crazy.
That's the drive.
That's good.
So just to recap, we've got Chucky Booker, Roberta Flack, Shirley Caesar, and Lee Williams. Right about now, EC, we vote. You can vote as many times as you want on this first round. Hopefully we come to a winner. If not, then the second round, you can only vote once.
Okay.
So as many times as you want. We'll kick it off. Chucky Booker.
That's 2. All right.
2 for Chucky. Roberta Flack.
Okay.
Oh, that's 5 right there. Shirley Caesar.
All right. So
It's 5 for Shirley. Lee Williams.
Y'all are so hateful.
Y'all some haters.
Not hateful. It's my choice.
So this go around, we can only vote once.
Okay.
So it's just to break the tie.
So tiebreaker between Roberta Flack and Shirley Caesar.
All right. Now, let's vote. Let's vote.
All for Shirley Caesar.
I ain't saved. It always comes down to that with church folks, right? Y'all don't know Jesus.
Y'all ain't saved. Y'all don't know nothing.
Congratulations to Roberta Flack.
Yes.
Seems like majority rules.
Yeah.
Thank you, Erica Campbell. I Love You is available everywhere right now. Make sure y'all follow us on all platforms at We Sound Crazy. Go to WeSoundCrazy.com.
We love you, Erica Campbell.
I love y'all too.
We sound crazy.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Jonathan Majors are delivering a joint project. We got the tea on that. And does Nelly have Ashanti looking like a married single mom? And Dwight Howard is single again. Womp womp. We'll explain.
And joining us again tonight, she's an actress, TV and radio host, businesswoman, and a reality TV vet. Claudia Jordan is back.
All right, I'm excited to be back with y'all tonight to cause some more trouble. Y'all ready?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do this. Welcome to Side Dish.
Yes.
What is your favorite part of that city to hang out in that you saw on the screen right there?
And I was not paying attention, actually. I was thinking about my weekend.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
What did we do over the weekend?
I was at Essence, and that's why my voice is strained. I had a great time, but the voice is definitely suffering right now.
Were you yelling for Lauren?
I was about to say.
Well, I'm still waiting for Lauren. Lauren did get on the stage eventually, right?
Yeah, eventually.
I was singing Boys to Men. I was singing all the